and extraordinary in the wake of the Lucy Letby case and her jailing for the murder of an attempted murder of so many babies in an ICU unit. A corporate manslaughter investigation into Chester Hospital has begun following those convictions of the nurse. She was sentenced to a whole life order after she was convicted of the murders of 7 babies and the attempted murders of 6 others at the hospital's neonatal unit. Cheshire Constabulary has confirmed that it is currently investigating, individuals in relation to gross negligence manslaughter. I'm joined now by a consultant paediatrician, that is Dr. Dewi Evans. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, you're a retired consultant paediatrician, and you were very much involved in the Lucy Letby case, and you've got many years of experience dealing with these cases. The news that we are going to be seeing at least an investigation into corporate manslaughter, what does that actually mean? Because it's very different from somebody actually themselves taking someone's life, isn't it? Them actually being responsible themselves as or a murder charge in the case of Lucy Letby. What does corporate manslaughter mean?
Well, this is a matter mainly for the lawyers, of course, and for rather than the doctors. But my understanding is this: that if someone knows that there is some concern in their organisation, i.e. the NHS management, and do nothing about it, and having done nothing about it, you then end up with deaths occurring, then there are grounds for investigating the people who fail to act appropriately for corporate manslaughter. That is my understanding.
And in terms of the evidence that you gave at the trial was, absolutely crucial in that trial, which saw the conviction of Lucy Letby. There was an awful lot of evidence from other doctors working in the unit where she was able to carry out her crimes, where they were flagging up problems, they were speaking to their bosses, they were speaking to the chief executive, to HR. The extraordinary situation of a group of very senior consultants being told formally to apologise to Lucy Letby for having raised concerns about her to the bosses. Are we looking at individuals, the nursing managers, the doctor managers, the chief executive and others? Are we looking at individuals actually being held responsible for their failure to act?
Well, I think we need to look at everybody who was a member of the executive. So we're talking about the executive doctors, the executive nurses, members of the board. And I think one should extend this to beyond corporate manslaughter and look at things like malfeasance in public office, for instance, because what they failed to do was grossly reprehensible. We probably need to look at matters such as criminal negligence. And again, interpreting this is for the lawyers, but I think we need to look at every possible facet, because there were many, many distressing things that came out in this trial. I knew nothing about the failures of management to act until towards the end of the trial or even after the verdict. Yeah. So, and to hear these doctors saying, look, we are concerned about these deaths occurring when a particular nurse is on duty and never when she is not on duty, and being told not to make a fuss. Yeah.
It's extraordinary, isn't it? What came out was so bewildering. And you mentioned malfeasance. Now, there's a very big difference, isn't there, between managers being a bit hopeless and not reading their emails and just not really realising, but all them going, yeah, we think there might be a problem. Yeah, there's a lot of evidence that babies may be dying unnecessarily, whether through someone trying to murder them or just hopeless nurse who was useless at her job. Maybe they didn't know that at the time. But let's not bother doing anything because the reputation of the hospital will be damaged. Now, we have seen that again and again in these cases where we've had maternity units, we've had heart units, where there have been, far too many deaths and nothing's been done because we need to protect the reputation of the hospital. That should be a crime, shouldn't it? Being putting the reputation of a hospital trust above the life of even one baby, let alone there are 4,000 babies' deaths that are being investigated.
Well, the cover-up is the default position of NHS management, and having been involved with clinical negligence cases for over 30 years, this is something that didn't start yesterday. It's an ongoing problem, and it's easier these days for managers to get away with it because community health councils have disappeared. Legal aid is not available if you are concerned about something going wrong with somebody close to you. And of course, the NHS Litigation Authority, or NHS Resolution, as it's now called, also is quite capable of stopping or blocking or holding up or deferring or delaying concerns where things go wrong in a hospital.
Well, we'll have to leave it there. I'm so sorry, Dr. Dewi Evans. I so appreciate you joining us. Thank you very much. Great to hear your expertise and your thoughts on that. Let's